just kind of enjoyed this one. That Australia, I didn't know Australia was getting into making moon rovers. Although, in classic Australian tradition, they had to, choose the name Roo-Rover to be there. But I mean, this is a good thing. Like, it's maybe not something that you would well, maybe the public wouldn't automatically think is something that Australia does, because, I mean, in the sense of making actual equipment that gets blasted into space and is going to be used on a planetary body, as opposed to that more traditional aspect where we've got like radio telescopes and that sort of supplement and help out, like the American ones and like that sort of thing, just because of the position that we're in. But I thought this was sort of a nice story to know that we're in there producing some of this, and obviously, it's something that I'm sure is being done in collaboration, probably with NASA anyway, to get it out get it out to the moon anyway. But and obviously findings would be shared and all that sort of thing. But I kind of like this story. It was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And also some of the technical challenges involved too.
Look, it's great. What a lot of people don't know is that since Australia actually started its space agency now, I think it's about 5 years ago or so, there's been a real movement in Australia, particularly around the advanced manufacturing and communications, sort of to basically participate in the space race. It's been a fantastic sort of outcome, and the Roo-Rover is just part of this program. So there are a few universities around Australia, not many, but they're very well linked in with NASA and other international agencies and manufacturers of products for space exploration or off-world exploration. And so Roo-Rover's part of that. It's fantastic. The fact that an Australian rover will be included in the NASA program is unbelievable. And one thing that I think still people aren't really aware of, we hear a little bit about the Artemis mission planned for about 2025, but the reality is that's going to be the start of space travel and lunar exploration becoming quite common. So by 2030, uh, launches to the moon are going to be quite common. In fact, some people are predicting as many as a couple a month. So you're talking about a new era of space exploration and a new era of lunar exploration. And our rover is part of that. And you'll see many more opportunities in Australia now to participate in that return to the moon.
And I was going to say that it kind of reflects a broader sort of interest in from many countries. I think like the Indians had their thing earlier in the year, and as an example, where there seems to be a shift in thinking of actually starting to contribute to this type of work, I guess, in terms of space exploration, and that there's I guess a focus that there's something practically that can be done there, as opposed to I guess historically it's only been held like by one or two countries, or recently private companies getting involved, and it seems to just be slowly expanding things out in terms of that. So maybe we're getting closer to that future that one of my favorite TV shows, The Expanse, kind of alludes to, where we're kind of spread out over the solar system, mining things, and hopefully not getting into trouble, because obviously a TV show has to have drama. But who knows? But it's signaling an interesting new frontier. We think of all the problems we need to deal with, and crises we need to solve here, but it's like another thing with humans. Like at the same time we're doing that, we're also doing something like this.
Oh, absolutely, and this won't be space travel as it was 50 years ago. This will be modern space travel. There's going to be exploration. There's going to be robots on the moon. There's going to be humans on the moon. There's going to be obviously resources on the moon, and it'll be a launch pad for us to begin living and working in space. And with that all comes space tourism, and it's only a 2.5 day trip to the moon. It's a 5-day cruise around the moon. What could be better?
Absolutely. We'll see the infotainment ads coming out for that shortly, I'm sure.
I reckon, within a decade, although it'll still be pretty expensive, you'll start to see people able to have their space holidays.
Absolutely.